Homicides in New Orleans have topped cases in 2021, and according to the Metropolitan Crime Coalition, it's part of the reason why there's such a high demand for new public safety resources. According to the Metropolitan Crime Commission, there have been at least 232 homicides so far this year. Around that time last year, there were 218 open homicide cases. And the community does play an important role in a lot of these cases. Crimestoppers CEO and President Darlene Cusanza is here to talk about how the community can help with solving a cold case and a shooting investigation that you're following. Darlene, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. I guess the good news from the recent statistics is October was probably the slower month in homicides and shootings, so I mean, that's encouraging news. But always being vigilant is what we need to have the community realize. And the other thing we want them to realize is sending us information off of social media feeds. This is incredible to be able to build cases, and we're getting more and more of this information. So, you know, always remember, if you see it on Facebook or wherever, Instagram, send it to us. It may be very helpful. Okay. And I know the first case we have, this was something that happened outside of a bar on Burgundy Street, and there was one victim, and it's an innocent victim who happened to just walk out at the time. You're seeing 3 of the possible suspects. This happened on October 27th, and this was in the 500 block of Burgundy Street. It was about 11:45 p.m. that evening. And there was an argument outside of the bar that the bar staff said that they witnessed, and then all of a sudden a victim, you know, the poor victim walks out, and there was one gunfire, one shot fired, and the victim was struck. And we're really hoping that people kind of take a look at the images. These 3 individuals got into a gray colored sedan. It was a possible Toyota, and they drove towards Esplanade. So sedan, and you know, right now investigators are just really trying to put the pieces together. They know that there was some type of indication, in the victim, again, luckily is going to survive his injuries. Again, one shot, but you know, just an innocent victim walking out. So this is the stuff that as citizens, you know, you're really concerned about when you're seeing this.
Have you gotten any tips on this case yet?
We have not gotten any tips. Everybody's just putting it out in the media, so this is important this morning. Thank you for sharing this, because obviously NOPD is working diligently to try to get this information.
Definitely.
And the other case that we had today, you know, we always like to mention cold cases, because you know, we're the ones talking to the families, and we have a case that's 2 years old, and is a gentleman who was actually shot in St. James Parish. It's Janaris Mallet Gaudier. And what I want to say is the mother last heard from her son that day at 3 o'clock, because he was checking on his brother. So when you gotta, as a mother, you got to realize the pain these people are feeling. But this young man was shot near Magnolia Playground, was only about 2 minutes away from his home. He was found shot. He had been riding his bicycle. We knew that he had been in that neighborhood and going to a corner store in that neighborhood, but no new information has come out on this. He was shot in the back of the head. It's 2 years, November 11th. We also know that it happened on Veterans Day 2020, so there's a lot of folks that were out at that playground when it happened. And I know that you know, we're just trying to bring it to the attention to everybody, because we don't know why this young man was targeted and why he was shot. And he was shot again in the back of the head. He was a senior at St. James High School. He was, you know, liked to play sports. And actually that day, his mother told me that, you know, how you have to take the plastic baby dolls and learn how to be take care of a baby doll in high school. He had just brought his baby doll, his baby back to high school that day. So I mean, you know, let's talk about the victim. Let's talk about the lives that we lost here. And again, you know, any information, this mother, you know, calls us all the time. There is a $5,000 reward. She raised additional money for her son. Wow. But you know, we just need some more calls. Hopefully she gets some closure and some answers. Yes. There are so many cases like this, though, that we report on that never go solved. We have so many, and the sad part is the families, you know, hear stuff in the streets. Right. And the people who are saying this information, they're just so hesitant to come forward. And you know, I talk to people every single day. So you know, if you put yourself in their shoes, you know, call us, give us whatever you know. Please stop, you know, don't hold back. All right, Darlene, thank you so much. If you have any information on any of the suspects that Darlene just mentioned, or that cold case, you should call Crimestoppers at 504-822-1111. And remember, you don't have to give your name, and you could be eligible for a reward. Peyton.